Do you like going to sporting events, concert, Broadway plays, comedy shows, or music festivals? If so, you may need tickets. If you do, head on over to SeatGeek. SeatGeek has reasonable and affordable prices for all kinds of budgets, especially when you use code HTS for $20 off your first purchase. You can filter seats by price, best seats, and deal score. If you don't know what deal score is, deal score takes the true value of the seat against the price of the seat to give a 0 out of 10 rating, with 10 being the best. In order to get you the best deal possible, SeatGeek gives you that feedback. Once again, use code HTS for $20 off your very first purchase. Go out and have a fun time with some friends, family, significant other, whoever. Just go out, have a great time, support the pod.
Hey everyone, this is Clayton Scalina of the Hot Take Sports Podcast, and I'd just like to take a moment to introduce our newest partner with the Hot Take Sports Podcast, Drew Siferd of Drew Siferd Racing. Drew races a 305 sprint car here in Northwest Ohio. He competes at Attica Raceway Park in Attica, Ohio on Friday nights and Fremont Speedway in Fremont, Ohio on Saturday nights. If you're in the area and make it out to the races, make sure to look out for the red, white, and black 13S car and the Hot Take Sports logo on it. We're very excited to partner with Drew and wish him the best of luck the rest of the racing season. Once again, make sure to look out for car number 13S, and without further ado, let's dive into episode 52.
Welcome back to Keeping the Balance. I'm your host, Brady, here with episode 2 of the new mini-series presented by Hot Take Sports. I'm here with Bluffton University senior track and cross-country athlete, Morgan Adams. Morgan, how are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. We're here on a nice Monday. I guess it's morning still because it's only 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
So how's the semester going?
It's going pretty well. I can't complain going into my senior year,
Are you excited to graduate?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to miss, being the Beaver,
Oh, of course, roll beef. So I've heard that's controversial. Some people say beefs, I guess.
Yeah, some people say beef, some say beef. I say beeves, personally. It just makes more sense.
Well, my 2 months of college baseball, I heard was beef, so I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what is your major?
My major is sports management with a concentration of sports communication, and I'm also minoring with a coaching degree.
Okay, so we're literally the exact same thing. Good to know.
Yeah.
So you're taking issues in coaching right now, right?
Yep.
How's that?
It's awesome. It's a blast. Guy Neal is one of my favorite professors. He always has some good stories to tell, and when you go to his class, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, I remember you following me to class last spring just so you could say hi to him, which I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. A lot of great stories. Yeah, I gotta take that next 2 semesters. So, how is the season coming along? I know cross country's in season right now.
It's actually going pretty well. We're looking pretty good. We're up with the upper half of the competition, so you can't really complain about that.
Do you guys run 10Ks?
So the guys do 8Ks and the
it's 8K.
the women do 5Ks.
Okay, I knew women still did 5K, but so when I was visiting, my mom was trying to convince me that if I wasn't gonna play baseball, I could run cross country. But I was pretty sure at the time it was 10Ks. Good to know it's only 8, but
Dude.
no, could not do that.
Cross isn't a joke, I feel like people don't really get it, oh, it's just running, but no, I did it my
Yeah.
freshman year here. I never ran cross in my life. I
Really?
was a football, wrestling, track in high school, and got here, and they needed me, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it for the off season work, and it changed my perspective on cross country.
Oh yeah, I technically only ran 2 years. I got hurt 1 year in high school, but I mean, I really liked running cross country. Like, there was part of me that wished that would have played football, but I mean, I thought cross country was fun. Despite absolutely hating running long distances, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Because I played soccer my freshman year, and so Corey didn't have a cross country team for like
Mhm.
ever, like probably 20 years. Then my sister went out her senior year, so I was like, oh, I could do that, just to try it. And then my brother ended up running 3 years
Wow.
after me. He didn't run this year because of his legs. But he's now deciding to third track. But
Yeah, I really fell in love with the sport. Pre-meet, we head up to coach's office and we previewed the course, and then
oh yeah,
You
the
know,
course previews are great.
getting there, and whenever that gun goes off and you just see everyone just take off, it's nothing like it. You get a little thrill.
Oh yeah, I love the atmosphere of cross country meets. I need to make it out to one here or just on the road somewhere because since I don't live here, so I'm not here that often.
We're hosting conference.
Oh,
so,
we're hosting conference. All right,
Yep,
yeah.
everyone.
So is
Show
that
up.
is that like down the bike path or like?
Yep, it's gonna be in the nature preserve, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will definitely have to go to that.
everyone should be there.
Yeah, the nature preserves. Yeah, that's a long hike from. So I wonder if they're gonna finish it at around the track then. 'Cause I know some places do that.
We were considering it, but the course is
Is it just in the preserve?
yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's always some courses that if you just keep it all one area, super nice.
Yeah.
So how many miles is an 8K? Dude, I don't feel like doing basic math right now.
So an 8K is 5 miles.
So it's just a flat 5.
Yeah. Give or take.
That's
usually on
kind of
different
intense.
courses. But yeah, it's a tough race, I'm a 800, 400 runner for track, so 5 miles is a different animal, a different beast,
That's super intense, especially because you didn't run cross country before college.
Yeah.
So like if you would have ran in high school, like you'd already had like a little bit of the endurance training, which I mean you got that running the 800,
Mhm.
but that's 800 meters to 5 miles that's a lot.
Mhm. It's definitely different. And during the races, you got guys like just trying their hardest just to, not pass out or not give up, and
Yeah.
it takes really a lot of adversity to run cross country, I think.
Oh, I absolutely agree. My brother's very first meet, he got turned around and still finished. I think he finished like a 45, but he finished.
Yep.
He finished. That's what
That's all that
matters.
matters.
Oh man, I love cross country. So we're gonna pivot into your pre-college experience. So how did you end up at Bluffton? Like, what was your like college visiting and recruiting experience like?
Well, I was, senior in high school. I was, looking at, big schools like OSU and like OU, Michigan State even, and I was just like, considering a lot of things. But then, I was like, one day at track practice, my coach gave me, one of those,
Pamphlets.
yeah, the mail, and it said Bluffton on it. I was like, oh, I'll check this out, And the coach here at the time was Logan Wells,
Oh yeah, I remember Wells.
and he actually reached out to me, and he came to my outdoor meets, and I thought that was like really special. I was like, okay, like he's actually interested in me, and so he got me on a visit here, and he showed me Lulu's.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's just the selling point. Period.
Yeah.
Lulu's is great.
It was delicious. I was like,
What's your go-to though? What's your go-to?
I like to switch it up. I usually get the chicken and waffles, or
That's a good option.
I get the hot cakes.
Strawberry waffle is like the go-to for me.
Okay.
It's so good.
But yeah, so I visited here. I saw the track, and when I walked out on that field, I was like, yeah, I still want to compete, at the higher level. And, if I didn't want to compete, I'd probably end up at, like, one of those main schools like Ohio State. But I'm really, glad I chose this route because, oh my gosh, you learn to really love Bluffton, and there's nothing better than this place.
So was Bluffton the only school that reached out?
There was also this other one other school in like Pennsylvania, and I wanted to stay close to home, kind of.
Yeah, because Pennsylvania's like what?
Like a
4 or 5 hour drive from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're from Dublin.
Yeah.
So,
I was born in Pennsylvania. Fun fact.
Really?
Yeah. Moved to Dublin when I was like 4.
Almost went back to your technically home state.
Yeah, I was considering. I was like, I could see my family and relatives and stuff, but I was like,
so how did you end up in Dublin? I assume parent job.
Yep, just moved over for the Dublin City schools and stuff like that.
You went to Kaufman?
Yep, Dublin Kaufman, and actually, my vice principal, McClure, he actually went to Bluffton too.
Oh wow! So yeah, you had a couple people that were like, hey, give this place a look.
Yeah, he was like, he loved it, and I was like, what, I'll check it out, and he helped me out. Shout out McClure.
Yeah. So I guess my next question is, did you come to Bluffton for the atmosphere, and because you can compete, or did you go major first and then compete after that?
Well, I actually came in college with thinking, I want to be a teacher and a coach. I wanted
a place for an education.
Yeah,
major.
I was an early childhood education major with a concentration or with coaching.
Yeah.
So I thought that was going to be my route, and I was going to teach kids during the day and practice till the night, and I stepped down from that because I felt like I wanted to do more with sports, and I still love the kids,
Oh yeah, of
and
course.
I still hope to coach. So
what sport do you want to coach?
that's I get that question a lot, and it's tough, but I know I want to at least coach wrestling.
Yeah,
Because
I don't remember which sport was your main, but obviously you played football, wrestling. I think playing wrestling is the technical term, but yeah, and then track and now cross country, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have a lot of different options you could go.
Yeah,
there.
I want to coach football. I want to coach wrestling. I'll probably end up coaching track wherever I end up.
Any particular age group or high school, junior high?
Well, if I coach track, I might do that collegiately, college.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You mentioned off mic that you were talking about maybe trying to be a GA somewhere.
Yeah.
Which that would be a good start, because I know Guy Neal's talked about it in his class. That being a GA is a great way into college ranks and high school ranks and all sorts of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking. I feel like that'd be the route to take.
Well, it's definitely not a bad one. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, sports management major, coaching, communication concentration. So, I guess, what is, your absolute dream job, and then what do you see as, the realistic job? Maybe, starter, straight out of college, second job.
Realistically, probably something with sports. I mean, anything, I think that's the greatest thing about being a sports management major, that, you can go into that field and just know that you're going to be working with any kind of sport, the ins and outs of everything. So, get a job, with doing anything with sports would be really awesome. But, dream job, maybe later down the road, be like a sports agent. I feel like that would be really cool.
So, I'm not entirely sure how it works because, not a sports agent. So, do you know, would you have to go to any law school or anything for that?
Yes, you'll have to go to grad school. So.
Are you thinking grad school here? You got somewhere on your mind?
Either, I'm not sure yet. Maybe here, maybe Ohio State, maybe Cincinnati. There's a couple, the only reason why I say Cincinnati and like Ohio State is because like they have good grad school programs with coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just what I've heard from people. So
Well, I mean, if you could find your way to be a football GA at one of those schools, like, could you imagine?
that'd be awesome. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to leave this place. So you know,
I grew up here, so like I guess, like I love and appreciate everything about Bluffton, but I think it hits more with people like you who are from, like, I mean, you're from 2 hours away, and maybe even more so people out of state, like. So, like, I know a lot of, like, the little town nuances and all that stuff, and I personally enjoy it, you know. I was technically born in Bluffton.
Wow.
I don't think
I didn't
Bluffton
know
does, I don't think they do childbirth anymore, if I remember correctly, so I feel kind of special, but, like,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I was coming back from McDonald's with Andy, and we're like, you know, my roommate.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out Andy. You know, I was like, dude, like, I just turned to him. I was like, I love Bluffton. Like, and he was like, this is like my second home. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, this is our like second home. You know, it's so welcoming. You know, the town, the atmosphere. You know.
Yeah, I love the atmosphere around here. Just casually, Val fell off the chair. This is definitely gonna be cut out, but it's definitely for comedic purposes. If I decide to keep it in anywhere at all.
Yeah, that was. I saw that. I was like,
I'm over here playing with the lever. I'm like, I'm not moving at all, you know. And then I actually nudged it just too far.
Yeah,
It dropped off the table.
I'm glad my lever doesn't work. So.
What is happening right now? Oh no, another Braster move. My fantasy team is absolutely insane.
Mine's decent.
I might leave this part in, you know. Just, you know, this would be solid hot take sports. Oh, he picked up Kenny Pickett. My friend, a Browns fan, picked up Kenny Pickett. Shout out Isaac.
Listen, I mean, like, when we drafted him, I was really upset. I was like, this dude wears gloves. His hands are small. But in preseason, he looked really calm. And when he's out there, he just looks like he belongs there. And it's really cool to see that, you know. As a Steeler fan, I wish Big Ben, you know, the best. And, you know, I wish he could play forever. You know, growing up, that was the quarterback, you know. You're a Patriots fan, so, like,
yeah,
watching Tom Brady, he was your quarterback,
oh, yeah.
you know.
I'm watching, you know, freaking Bailey Zappi yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you got Mac Jones. He's great.
Hopefully he can walk. I'm going to the game in 2 weeks. I would prefer to see Mac Jones play.
Is he hurt?
Yeah. Did you not see that clip? Last week against the Ravens, he threw a pick on the final play and hopped on one leg all the way back to the locker room. That was a high ankle sprain, but he wanted to play this week.
Yeah. So did Tua, and look what happened.
I'm not even sure Tua wanted to play. I think Tua wasn't given an option. They fired the guy. They fired the consultant during the Bills game. And rightfully so. That dude messed up.
I think that was just awful. I just can't believe that, you know? It's it looks bad on the sport. It looks bad on the NFL.
Yeah. And, like, you saw his hands go into defense mode. Like, that's the brain trauma defense mode.
Yeah, like, even, like, the first game, he was stumbling getting up. Like,
yeah. And it was like, oh, no, his back locked up. His back locked up. It's nothing serious. Wrong. Yeah. Absolutely wrong. Falsified information.
Where were we?
Well, so, you know, we talked about Dream a Realistic Job. So, you know, cross country and track. So, they have a lot of, like, charity 5Ks and just, like, casual 5Ks. Are you going to do any of that, or are you just completely done? You folding?
You know, I always do, like, you know, there's Thanksgiving that happens, you know, every year, you know. And there's a turkey trot. And you know, I run against, you know, former teachers that taught me, and like family and friends, and I usually win that, you know. So I might still do that.
Well, that's because it's a 5K and you're just running 8.
Yeah. So I like doing that. You know, you run that in the morning and then you eat turkey at night, and it's just amazing.
That just sounds electric.
But like charity and stuff, yeah, I think, you know, in the summertime or whenever, you know, I feel like that'd be a great way to stay in shape and also run. You learn to love running.
Yeah, I don't think that many non-runners realize like sometimes how stress relieving it can be.
It's so nice.
Like, I think some of it's more so because you're focusing on your legs not falling off, but like it just kind of releases.
I think it depends on the day. Like today I got a 5-mile recovery run, so like that'll be just like
Did you say 5-mile recovery run?
Yeah, so you got your recovery runs, you got your workouts, and everything in between, and those recovery runs, you just you're with the boys, and you're just what you got this week, where we planning to do, what's.
You can do that for 5 miles.
Yeah, it's like an easy pace. Like,
I guess for a college cross country runner, that's way easier.
And also given that we're in the middle towards the end of the season,
oh yeah, so everybody's in shape right now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, and that's when it's nice. When you're pre-season, beginning the season, those runs are, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. They're hard.
Yeah, the first day of practice, 4 miles of running.
Yeah,
like
you get done, you're like, wow.
Absolutely gassed.
Yeah, and especially not doing cross country. It's like, wow.
Yeah, because you just did it your freshman year. Then did you do? So this is your first year back, right?
Second. Yeah.
Oh, you did it last year too.
No, well, did it freshman, took sophomore and junior year off, and then.
Okay, so it's your first year back, but second total.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely pretty solid.
How'd you do in that CPR thing?
So, I got choking, and I forgot how many back pulls you're supposed to give, so I gave 3 instead of 5.
Yeah, that's.
So I got that off. There's one other thing I got off, and then checking breathing. I looked away from the person's stomach instead of at it, and I didn't even think about it until after I was already there. I go, well, nothing I can do now.
That's not as bad as mine. I was as partners with Simon. I was just like, halfway through. I'm doing everything right. I'm like checking the scene. I'm, giving the compressions and stuff. And halfway through, I look up at Simon. I'm like, call 911. I totally forgot. I totally forgot to do that part. So.
Bach got lucky. Bach got he got the AED. He did forget to call 911 though. I was like. Whatever. I'll do it myself. Yeah. I was his partner. Yeah. Shout out Zach.
Zebo. That's his nickname.
That's news to me.
Zebo.
I'll start using that.
Yeah, it's a catchy one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've had a couple classes with Zach where friendship has been growing.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't instant click like you and I.
Yeah.
Which is still really funny because our friendship based out of a Steelers podcast, and I am not a Steelers fan.
Yeah, I remember that.
I literally joined specifically because I was clinging for my life to Carson.
Yeah, Carson.
That was great though. It was the 3 of us
and Big Stace.
And one of the Stearns, I don't remember which one. One of the Stearns brothers was with us too.
Aaron.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Aaron. They look so identical.
They do. They both sit directly in front of me in sports med, and I'm like, which one of you were which? Like, what?
They're pretty cool brothers.
They are. I've only talked to them a couple times, but they've been pretty cool every time.
Yeah.
I've had that experience a lot with people here. Everybody's pretty chill for the most part. So, do you have anything else to say? Any final plugs, thoughts, messages?
It's been a pleasure, being on this show, There's a big homecoming game. I'm sure a lot of people know about it. I hope there's a, huge crowd for that. I feel like we need to make noise that game, especially if, we're playing Rose, and they're typically a good program over there.
Yeah, every time I've worked, they've seemed to, like, doesn't matter what the sport is, they're usually pretty high in the standings.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, in track they're usually top 3, but they've been on a decline recently. So
you'll have that your most athletic class of the group graduates and got to start back over.
Yeah, definitely. And then also we got another home game. We're playing DC, So hopefully everyone shows up for that game too.
BTC.
Yeah, man.
That'll be the real rivalry. Last week of the season.
You wanna, yeah. I mean, you wanna hear something that might grind your gears.
Oh, I would love to.
So we were over there for like a indoor track meet, in their facility. I think like last year.
Oh no.
And yeah, so I before my race or whatever, I had to use the restroom, and I look in the urinal, and guess what I find? I found a
the old Bluffton B, right?
Yeah, you know our logo, the beaver, in the urinal. So like.
Corey did that with Bluffton High School.
Really?
In the locker room, yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like.
Which is painfully ironic because we haven't beat them in like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, wow, like, okay, DC, I see you. Like, ever since then, we've been training really hard and stuff like that. But that's just for. I say that just for our fans and our football players. Maybe they hear that and get little.
I've always thought that things like that were like strange, but like kind of funny. But like you also get like you get like what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's also at the same time like, why?
It caught me off guard for sure.
Of course.
I was like,
nobody was expecting to walk into a bathroom.
I did
mid sporting event.
Yeah.
Did it completely like knock you out of like
yeah?
your...
I was like,
yeah.
My zone. I was like, wow. Like I was like, whoa.
Just like.
I was like, do I
hold on?
I'm gonna go use a stall now. I'm not gonna.
Oh, of course. You gotta walk away then.
Yeah. I went to my race and I probably beat some DC guys and that was that.
Hey, as long as you're catching dubs, that's what matters.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Build the dam.
Build the dam. That's right. All right, thanks for tuning in to Keeping the Balance. Don't forget to use our code on SeatGeek, code HTS, for all sporting events or concerts or anything that you need to get tickets to, especially MLB playoffs. It is that time of the year. Don't forget to check out Drew Siferd Racing, and don't forget to come back next time. Thanks for listening.